You're not alone in your panty fetish. There's other dogs just like you out there.
Yeah, and then, even female dogs, like I mentioned.
Yeah.
The Chihuahua. It seems to be a little dog thing for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Our big dogs never did that I'm aware of.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah. Yeah. I don't remember our labs doing that necessarily. I mean, if there was any cloth or anything, they would try to chew it, but they wouldn't just go in the bedroom to the closet, to the hamper to try to rip out panties.
To eat the crotch out of the
panties. To eat the crotch out of the panties. I heard you had that problem in high school.
Just for a little
while.
Where
you would sneak in the girls' locker.
Yeah, I got corrected.
You got corrected. Lurch.
Yeah.
I have something to say.
Oh, I'm shocked. You're usually not, you're usually a pretty quiet guy and don't have a lot to say. And real kind of the silent type.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll sit back, just observe. So here's the deal. This isn't actually about you this time.
Oh, thank God.
I'm going to take a break. I really actually felt bad the last one. Should we bring that? Bring it
Listen,
back
man,
okay.
Everybody poops, man.
Right. Sometimes I actually do feel bad that I hack on you so much. So I'm sorry for hacking on you.
Yeah. You feel so bad that you'll do it again next time.
But I'm going to give you a break here.
Oh, whatever.
All right. So, dude.
Yeah.
I am not exactly sure why this place exists. I don't know how it exists. I got teleported back in time last weekend or the weekend before. Okay. I actually don't know how they're in business, but it's also a little treasure.
Oh, okay.
It's a store.
Find that hard to believe.
Yeah, you're right.
What'd you buy?
I didn't buy anything.
I'm
wait.
going to have to look at your
I did.
work credit card.
I did, but it was for the store.
Oh.
And you'll know what in a second. All right. So the reason I was in there is ammo. I was searching around for this specific ammo. And that was one of the places I stopped. Okay. It's 2024. And if you work for this place, I'm not making fun of you per se. I just can't fathom how this place basically stopped in time and just says, you know what? Fuck you, world. We're not changing and we're not going to do a damn thing different. You know what? We're going to survive. Buymart.
Yep.
Are there Buymart is a national chain, right?
I'm going to look it up. We had.
And if you like Buymart, I actually,
we have at least,
I appreciate it, but
2 in its town.
Yeah, we've got 2 here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just wondering, I think they're a national chain.
I'm looking.
Anyways,
store finder.
Because more people will know what I'm talking about. I like to talk about little things like these up front.
You ever checked your number, your lucky number?
I don't even know what the frick that
Dude,
is.
on Tuesdays. Lucky number Tuesday?
Never heard of it. And I've been a Buymart.
When you walk in
Apparently I'm a member.
Yeah, you are. You have to be a member to get in. You got the little card?
But you sign up once and you don't pay shit.
No, it's free.
So I don't understand.
It's free membership.
Like at least Costco, you fucking have to pay a fee. Here, no, we'll give you it's the same green card I had in my wallet when I was 16, bro. I don't even, you can't even read it. It's all the ink smeared. It was literally pens you signed on. Yeah. No validation.
Unless you had somebody that, like when I got mine, they put clear tape over it so you can actually see the signature and the number and everything. They put some Scotch tape over it.
Okay, hang on.
Like I got
my Buymart card.
I wonder if I have mine in my wallet. I must.
By the way, no app.
Oh no.
And I asked him, and she looked at me like, "What's an app?" I mean, seriously, dude. It was like these people. The whole place is just like stuck in time. It's insane.
I have lost mine in the past because this says I signed this in 2008, and I know I had one before that.
How do you tell the date you signed it?
Because I can see it on mine.
Fuck, dude, look at this thing.
Yeah, you can see it. Yours is there.
There's no date.
Let me see it. I can. 02.
No, you don't even see a date.
Just at the thing over there.
You can't even read. You can't even read with your glasses or without. Don't lose my Buymart card, mother trucker. He's looking at them. He's examining them. He can't see the date. He's looking at, now he's starting to get nervous because he realizes he misspoke.
Mine has the date right here, but yours says something
It's wore off.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
At 6:05, something. I don't know. Yeah, it says something there, but you can't read it.
Really doesn't matter because nobody looks at it or checks it.
You could hold up a green piece of paper.
I could make a fake one of these so easy.
And if you get one for your spouse, they give you, it's yellow, by the way. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can't my spouse get her own?
She could.
So that's old school too.
Yeah.
If it's yellow, on behalf of my spouse, I'm allowing her to have a Bi-Mart card, and thus, because so you know her place in this world, it will be yellow. Oh my God, dude.
And the funny thing is, I don't know if that number at the top is my membership number or is it this number on the back of the card.
Yeah, well, guess what? They don't either. They don't fucking know.
Well, they do know because you can walk in there on Tuesdays and they have numbers up on the board. They change them every Tuesday. And if your number's up there, you win something. I don't know what it is. I've never looked.
Out of all my years of Bi-Mart.
Oh, well, now you got something to look forward to next time you go in there.
Okay, is it a national chain?
I'm hitting the store finder. Let me see.
Just say, is Bi-Mart a national chain?
Well, I wanted to see where they were. Choose a store. Bi-Mart.
Bi-Mart is an employee-owned chain of retailers located in the western U.S. states of Oregon, Washington, and Idaho.
Oh, there you go.
That's from Wikipedia. So, okay. So I won't be too long because this isn't, So if you're in the western states, you got to hit up a Bi-Mart. Okay. Let me explain what Bi-Mart was. Bi-Mart was...
Well, there's a shit ton of them in Washington and a lot more in Idaho or Oregon. Oregon's got a ton of them.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. There's only a couple in Idaho. Most of them are actually in Oregon.
So Bi-Mart was around when we were kids, all growing up. And if you will, go with me on this.
Okay.
It was literally the Walmart before anything existed.
I agree. A smaller version, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you can find almost everything at one place, yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's a hodgepodge, but the thing is the reason I can't believe they're not out of business is they have no app. They refuse to update. There's still a little clicker door. You walk in, you hold your card up, and they click it so you can walk in. At time of checkout, they don't scan a card, so you could literally walk in with a green piece of paper, and they don't, like Costco verifies, right? They have to scan your card or you can't buy. You got to be a member. None of that. Never even looked at my card. Have no smaller card. I just want something digital. And the lady looked at me like, I haven't been in there in years. I don't go in there. But with that said, I'm going to tell you a little story. I don't have a need for that. It's just not a place. They basically, it's really old looking. They pack a lot of stuff in a very small space. You go through the electronics departments, it's like the most obscure items that you can find. Like, why did they choose to have that? And they may have a couple TVs and a radio and maybe some Bluetooth speaker. It's the weirdest thing. They did make keys, so I got some keys made. I hadn't needed store keys and I needed a couple extras. So they did make keys for me. But here's the deal.
They're more like hardware, sporting goods,
they're not
fishing. They used to be.
You're right. They have everything.
Yeah. They've got a little bit of everything, but that was kind of their main thing that people went there for.
Yes.
Specifically to get your hunting license.
Hunting license. And when we were growing up, that's the only place you could get them.
Yeah. Now you can get them. You can do it online. I just do it online. They mail it to you.
Yeah. But it hasn't been updated.
No.
The employee uniforms are exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like I'm not kidding, guys. Like they literally just said, you know what? We're done. And world, you can come to us. We're not chasing you. And I have to salute them for that as a company because they're still in business.
And I think that's why people go there.
Maybe. And it's a lot of
older.
Just not going to lie to you.
You and I walk in there, we're the youngsters.
My daughter's never been in Bi-Mart. No, neither of my daughters. No. Or my wife refuses to walk in the place. Yeah. She's like, what? I go, I went in Bi-Mart. You got to hear this. So I told her this story. And here's the thing. I got your little dish rack for the store there.
Oh, is that where that came from?
I just happened to see it. But I was in there to get ammo. And I was like, that's how this all started. And I'm like, okay, I walked in and I don't go on Bi-Mart. And I was like, I needed this ammo and nobody else had it. And sometimes they have it. And I literally spent like an hour there. I go, I just got to walk through this place. I got it and this is where this story developed in my head. And so dishes, plates, sporting goods, some food, candy, camping stuff.
Yep.
some
food.
tools, some car parts or car accessories, car accessory aisle. And I needed some vitamins to replace my vitamins. Got a little pharmacy.
They do have a pharmacy there.
Frickin' aisle. Toothpaste, shampoo, toiletries, first aid stuff. It's literally like a mini Walmart. And it was actually funny to walk through how much stuff they actually put. And honestly, they have stuff that's usable. If you want to go in there, it's not like you can't. It's actually got a lot of shit tools, even tools like power tools, and it's just like a weird though, but nothing. With, like I say, modern anything technology or it's strange, and they literally haven't even painted it, I don't think, since we've been kids. We're done.
It's a trip back in time.
It is. It's a trip back in time. So, but they do have guns, they have ammo, they have fishing stuff. I mean, you name it. They've even got like antifreeze. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Some garden stuff even. Anyways, I'm going to stop this story, but it was enough for me. Like, I had to take people back on this trip with me. The things that go through my brain when I was like, okay, I'm going to talk about this on a podcast because this is the weirdest thing. Oh, so I had to return something. So I bought this little car mount thing for my patrol car because it's awkward and I needed it to hold my phone. And I'm like, shit, $11, grab it. If it doesn't work, I think you can return stuff there. I wasn't sure. And, but I go $11,
all
whatever.
sales are final.
Yeah. And so I go back, dude, to return it. Now you got to get this. Again, no app. I go to the front counter. This is how we did it in high school. She says, oh yeah, this is really nice. To return this, she gives me a piece of paper. It's like an old pink slip, dude.
Yeah, you got to fill out.
Yeah. And she goes, you need to fill this out. And so I fill out this whole thing. And she does the whole return, dude. But I asked her if at that point, I was like, are you guys, I was talking to her while we're doing the return. I'm like, you guys ever going to get an app? And she's like, I don't think so. And she just was matter of fact, dude. I'm like,
no.
Wow.
We never will.
Wow. Yeah. Anyways, there you go, guys. It's a little gem if you're in the Northwest to hit up Bi-Mart, and you heard it from me.
You can get yourself some canned food, your hunting license, a fishing license. You can get some wine and some beer,
some vitamins,
grab some vitamins on the way out. Yeah,
a box of tampons, and you're out the door.
Maybe some hardware.
Yeah, right, maybe a saw.
I mean,
a dish rack.
Yeah, they have
silverware. They got silverware. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
they even got some appliances, toaster ovens. It's as I literally had to just walk through each aisle. I'm like, I got to talk about this. I was going to tell
canning
Matt about
supplies.
It. Canning, they got jars.
That's right. You used to go to get like the vacuum seal bags for the vacuum sealer. Yeah, they got a little bit of everything. It's a great little store.
Yeah, and it's good prices. So
yeah.
Anyways, that's enough.
Okay, all right.
I'm sorry that you all had to listen to that, but I find things strange in life that I have to and I've got a microphone. And I have to talk about it. So there you go. Want to ride longer? They didn't have this in the Bi-Mart. Well, if you're tired of a sore and achy ass, you got to fix it with a high-quality butt buffer seat cushion right from the law-abiding biker store, because Bi-Mart ain't stocking those. Here's some other items in the law-abiding biker store that Matt wants to talk about, Lurch, that Bi-Mart also does not stock. And to get these, you don't need a member card. You can just shop in our store. We don't require any member card.
We do not.
Why do they even have a card?
Just to make it feel exclusive.
Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
it was before Costco and everything was around. It was the one place that you had to be a member.
It's employee owned.
Yeah.
Which is, okay. Sorry. Anyways, I just couldn't.
By employee owned, maybe they get a
no. There's something special if you look it up.
You can buy into it.
Let's
I think they get.
We're not done, dude.
They must get a dividend or something like that. I don't know that they necessarily own it. I just think they get.
No, it's specific. Percentage. There's something about it. And anybody who's listening will be going, you dumbasses, it means this. Because no, it's a little bit different than that. Let's see.
I think it's just to be exclusive. You got to be a member. You got to get past the door. Now it seems silly, but they were one of the original ones around here that did something like that. That was membership driven. That was,
I guess, but to be a member, you just have to just tell them your name and they give you a fucking card. I mean, what kind of membership is that? When a company like Bi-Mart is described as employee owned, it means that the company's employees hold a significant portion, if not all. See, I think Bi-Mart, I've heard in the past, of the company shares. This ownership structure typically comes through the employee stock ownership ESOP or similar arrangements where employees acquire shares as part of their compensation or as part of this.
More or less what I said.
As part of their compensation it is, but I'm trying to get to, I've heard in the past that Bi-Mart is a larger, like some companies are just like little shares, like it's a big ownership portion. I can't confirm or deny that right now because I'm not done reading, but here are some key aspects of what it means for Bi-Mart to be employee-owned. Ownership distribution, employees can substantial share. ESOP structure is a common method for employee ownership. Employees benefit directly from the companies. Governance and influence. Employees often have a greater say in company decisions. Depending on the structure, this can include voting rights on major corporate decisions. And representation. See, that's what I've heard about Bi-Mart. It's really much like that, where the employees have a lot of pull and things like that.
Well, I can tell you a law-abiding biker is not employee-owned.
But we'll give you a card if you want one. We will print a card.
You can join and be a patron member.
There you go. Yeah, you can be a member. You get a 3% discount if you are a member. So that's kind of true. If you're a patron member, one of your benefits is a 3% discount.
10%.
Oh, is it 10?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Yeah. Why did I say 3?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know where that came from. All right, we're done. Anyways, community and culture. Employee companies foster a strong sense of community and corporate culture, emphasizing teamwork, shared goals, and the same uniform since 1960. All right. So anyways, all right. Moving on to the law-abiding biker store. I'm sorry, guys, that you had to do that. I hope people find that fun. All right. Store items.
Yeah.
Hello?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot you. I was about to talk about it, and then you went off on Bi-Mart again.
No, you did too.
I forgot where the hell we were.
You couldn't answer that, and we both went off.
Well, here's something you can't get at Bi-Mart. You can't get Saddleman seats at Bi-Mart, but you can get them in the law-abiding biker store. What a great seat. So I've run Mustang seats for quite a long time. I'm changing. I'm switching. The next bike's going to have a Saddleman road sofa on it.
We just put one on my 24 Street Glide. Amazing. I agree. Heard a lot about them.
Yeah.
Never run. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Next level. Next level.
So we were talking about tires in a previous episode. Now we're going to talk about seats a little bit. Everybody's got an opinion about seats. But when you look at in the forums, or you look in our private Facebook group and people talk about seats, the Saddleman road sofa comes up over and over and over again. It is a firm but soft seat, meaning they've got a proprietary gel that they put in them that just hugs your cheeks, and they're shaped in a way that they reduce pressure on the inside of your thighs and whatnot, and they're a good-looking seat.
They are. They really are.
The problem with most of the big touring seats, my Mustang Super Tour included,
it's not
a very attractive seat.
Sexy.
The Harley hammock, super comfortable. It's an ugly seat. Let's be honest.
Totally. I always said that, didn't I? I said I don't care anymore how it looks, but I can get the best of both worlds with the road sofa.
That's what I'm getting to. Is that is not only a good-looking seat, but it's a comfortable seat. Throw a butt buffer on, it's even better.
Totally. That's how I'll be rolling on our upcoming, at the time of this recording, about a week and a half away, our East Coast trip. And I put the road sofa, unbelievable, guys. And that's why we're like, we're backing those in our store. We are selling those things, and we have a display in the store. You can get them online from us. Same price as anywhere else. We'll take care of you. We've got some listed. We will be getting more in there over time.
We've got the popular touring models with the road sofa in there, and we'll continue to build that out. Of course, just contact us if there's one that you want in particular, and we can get that ordered up for you. We added the backrests for the King Tour packs. We just put one on your bike.
Way better backrest system than the Harley.
Oh, yeah.
It's why Harley's using. We originally put my hardware and my old backrest on it when I just had the stock. I'm
talking about the Tour pack.
Sorry. I thought you were talking about the rider backrest. Sorry.
The seats do come with or without rider backrest. Those options are available.
And that's what I was saying. It's a much better system.
It is.
It's sleek and it folds up. If you take it out, you can throw it in your saddlebag. The Hardy ones are rigid and they're long bars, and it's just a better system.
Yeah, the backrest folds up, and I should say the docking piece folds up, and you can throw it in your saddlebag. Much smaller, compact, good looking.
Lurch knows all about docking.
I never heard of that. I wish you guys never told me what that was.
Me neither, dude. I didn't tell you.
If you don't know what docking is, just Google it. You'll never be the same.
You'll never know, or talk to Popeye.
Yeah, Popeye.
He'll tell you all about it.
Why he knows, I don't know either. But
he's not here to defend himself.
That's right. Popeye, if you're listening to this, why did you even know what that was? You SWAT guys.
No doubt, dude.
Talk about the weirdest things. The 2024 seats are coming out soon. They're expected to be in July. July 1st is the expected date. They're just they're a little bit different on the heated, I should say. You can get them. We can't get them yet, is what I'm trying to say. They won't be available in Drag Specialties until July 1st. So in July, we'll start adding the 2024 seats to the store. You have a non-heated model, but when that comes available, we're going to get you one of those.
Yeah, we put a regular road sofa on it because I'm going on our trip, and it's the same exact as the heated, just not heated. And I am
well said.
so stoked to give that thing a shot. It was, I know what you're saying. But what I was getting at is I will be, as soon as the heated version is out, I will be putting the heated on it because I want a heated seat. And then that thing will be up for sale in the private Facebook group first if somebody wants it.
If it even makes it that far, because I'm getting a 24.
We might just save it for your bike. So I digress.
I might have to talk you out of that somehow.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Good point. Because it will fit when you upgrade next year. So anyways.
Or we might sell it and I'll wait till next year. And order a heated one as well.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, true. If we do, it'll be in the private Facebook group. But unbelievable. I'm surprised that I've ridden this long and never really experienced one, and I get it now. The support and just like you said, the looks, and it's not I'll be doing a complete review on it, and at some point, and especially the heated version. They're not cheap, but
good
for
seats
comfort
are not.
when you're riding long distances, the bee's knees. And I will be throwing, no matter how good it is, I will still be putting a butt buffer on it.
Absolutely.
Just because that helps with a lot of the pressure points that the seat may not take. It's just an extra level of additional support for, dampen vibrations and, the pressure points are the big thing. So, So I'm excited. I'm super stoked. And I back these things now that I've ridden with them and have experienced them. And we got a whole display, and we will get you hooked up. Amazing touring seat. I think once you sat on one, if you're East Coast with us, if you want to sit on my bike this year, feel free to kind of feel what that feels like and see it. So there you go. And we did the backrest, you talked about that.
The tour pack rest.
The tour pack rest matching.
And
we have those in the store too, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes,
they're listed right now.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Mm-hmm. Yep, very good. Okay.
We also added the custom Dynamics Shark Demon headlight. The thing's pretty cool. It's the dual, round dual kind of off-road looking kind of deal, performance bagger light.
You're seeing them all over the Instagram now, and everybody's there hot to trot on them.
What you'll find a lot of is the Cali raised moto ones, and then there's a shit ton of stuff that's on Amazon. The problem with a lot of that stuff is it's not DOT legal.
Right.
So this one's DOT legal, and then we're working on another headlight here in the near future that for the Shark Nose that'll come out. We'll have that in our store as well. Can't really talk about that one yet, but
little teaser,
brand new one. And then we've got the Wilburs. Don't sleep on Wilbur suspension. We just put it on your 2024, and you're going to take it out and enjoy it on the trip. We've got it on Oscar's bike. It's impressive suspension. It's got that German voodoo magic in there, that Nevomat system that self-levels, so you can set it for the right sag, and then you throw a passenger on, you throw luggage. After 1,000 feet, it levels back out and got your sag right back to where it should be. So,
it's amazing. It's like butter. I just did some videos, some shorts on Instagram. Get over Outlaw Biting Biker. Follow us on Instagram. Reels on that suspension. We installed front rear. Amazing. And I had to get it on before we went East Coast trip, and I'm just absolutely loving it. It's a very personal experience. We take care of people in our store. When you order it, we will be immediately contacting you back via email. We'll be getting some information about you that we need for weight and things like that, and some other questions. And it's very personal, and we will make sure that you get set up with exactly what you need. It will be to you timely. On that listing on Wilbur's, there's 3 videos. We will show you exactly. There's a review and an install. There's another one, how to completely change the front suspension. There's a rear suspension, and they're all free at the bottom of the listing. And so you can do this yourself. It is, and I've done in the past a video, Wilbur's. I've also run Ohlins, which is an amazing suspension on this bike. For now, we chose Wilbur's, and it's top of the line, top notch, hangs right there with any of the best ones. And if you talk to some of the patron members in the group or anything like that, they'll tell you won't hear a bad thing. And the ride is just It's unbelievable. I forgot how good it was. We put it on my bike till I got back out and rode. I was like, yep, that's why we got this and why we promote it and sell it. We appreciate all of you that have purchased. We've had a lot of people purchase Wilbur's out of our store, and we appreciate you coming to us. It'll be a very personal experience, and we will take care of you. So
made just for you and just for your bike.
Yeah.
By Wilbur's.
Exactly. There you go.
I got mail. Yeah.
All right. We got us a new email here, right?
Yeah.
Take care of this from the UK. Shout out.
Yeah. This one's from Ian Phillips of Nottinghamshire, United Kingdom. He says, "Hi, Ryan. You might remember I contacted you some time ago about the Whim and whether it would work for me. I finally had one fitted and flashed at my dealer a week ago. At first, it would not connect to my Bluetooth device, and when I returned to the dealer, the technician, in quotes, had no idea why or even how to operate the Whim, as you said in your video. Mm-hmm. Anyway, back home, I decided to try and find the videos you posted about the flashing and connecting, and after watching that and following your steps, it all connected, almost instantly, via Bluetooth to my helmet headset. All systems working and came through clear. I'm sure the music is, he's using a...
you don't have to say
yeah, he's using a non...
that.
Right, yeah. He's using a non-Harley branded Bluetooth unit, but... He says, I'm sure the music is in mono sound, but to be honest, as it comes through both channels, it sounds fine. So thank you for the help and information that got me up and running. And of course, for saving me another $200 to $300 on a Harley headset. And he's got the Harley tax.
Yeah.
Good luck for the future, he says. Thank you, Ian.
Nice, Ian. Thank you so much. I appreciate that feedback. lawabidingbiker.com/contact. Leave an email or even better, a voicemail so we can hear your lovely voices. But we appreciate that. And we'd love to answer your questions, and emails like that not only help us, but and Ian, but they help the community in general. And that's what we're trying to do here. So, hey, Bikeaholics, 03D has a wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson and a brand new line for the all-new Honda Goldwing named Gold Strike.
I like gold.
Top quality, affordable chrome lighting and comfort products. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus plug-and-play system compatibility. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of Zero 3D products. Here we go. Oh, yeah. We're starting a podcast. Here we go. This is a podcast, people. Listen up. Listen up. Welcome back, you freaking Bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority, the Big MM, also known as the
99%.
Large, in charge of the motorcycle scene. By being here, by listening, you're part of what we call the hashtag
Biker Revolution.
We have just one question. What are you waiting for, Bikeaholics?
Mount up and let us take you on another wild-ass ride.
Ryan Urlacher, your host of the Law Abiding Biker Podcast, and your
high-tech redneck.
All right, so the main episode today, we got a couple things. We want to mention a video, and also we're just going to be talking. So, been doing some of it's going to be some motorcycle conferences that I went to, one being NAMOA, I'll talk about that, and then a Escort. But there's also a lot of stuff that went on, and also I got to test a electric LiveWire on a police motorcycle course at the Hardy demo booth, and kind of its implications in that world, and maybe it, obviously just in the civilian world too, trying to ride it like we do a police bike, and some of the limitations and or advantages. So we'll be breaking that down and some stories. And also I was testing equipment while I was down there. And so we're going to get into that a little bit and kind of see where this thing goes. I'm fresh off of that stuff, and it's been a very busy 2 weeks in between trying to run the business and go to all this stuff and work and all that. But we'll see kind of where it goes from there. So we got a new free video, guys. We're going to talk about me actually riding the LiveWire 1, the Hardy, which is their electric bike, the LiveWire 1 on the police motorcycle course. But I also did a video on it, just to kind of a review as I was doing it. I was recording and kind of talk about a lot of the stuff that I'm going to talk about here, but it's in a video form. But of course, we'll get in even more in depth here, because that is what we do on a podcast. So we're going to get started and break this thing down. But first, we got to do this. We want you as a patron member. We got lots of benefits for you here in 2024. And we really appreciate these folks being some of our newest patron members that got signed up.
We'd like to thank William Ray Campbell of Trent Woods, North Carolina, Craig Brewer, and Derek Murray of Epping, New Hampshire.
LawAbidingBiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. Pledge a certain amount per piece of content. No risk to you, because you can put a monthly cap to stay within your family budget. We get it. There's a plethora of benefits for signing up starting with t-shirts and stickers, access to the private Facebook group, a troll-free zone. It is nothing but bikers helping and connecting with other bikers in there, access to live video broadcasts and chat, podcasts much earlier than anyone else gets them, premium videos up on request, and those ride meetup and events. And we already discussed it, but we always fail to mention it, is you also get a discount, 10%, as Lurch corrected me. I don't know where I even got through. My mind was on something else, but 10% discount on everything in the store, right? Mm-hmm. And at time of purchase, obviously, you are confirmed as a patron member to make sure your status, that's mid-level or above on that. And so that's another huge benefit that guys take advantage of in there. So, all righty. We'll just get started. So every year, and I've talked about it in the past, me specifically, as a full-time police motorcycle officer and instructor, but just not, this isn't all instructors, but instructors have a role down there wherever you go. It is called NAMOA. It is the North American Motor Officers Association. Now, technically it's for all North America. However, there's other police motorcycle organizations, nonprofit, around the U.S. specifically. And so, although anyone's invited, we typically, it almost should be called the Northwest, because we get mostly Northwest riders, and our beloved Canadians come down and play.
When we've talked about this in the past, that was confusing to me as a non-motors officer. I thought it was just the whole nation, but it's broke
They're
up.
invited.
They're broke up into, it's broke up into regions, isn't it?
Yeah. No. North American Motor Officer is just that.
Okay.
I'm just saying there's other organizations with completely different affiliations and names that do similar type training.
Okay.
But no, NAMOA is NAMOA. That's it. There's no other
chapters. Have you ever gone anywhere out of the Northwest to do it?
I haven't.
Okay. So I'm back to being confused.
Okay. So NAMOA, North American Motor Officer Association, there's
all
no
North
other
America.
Chapters.
One big thing.
Big thing. Anybody can come.
Okay.
We just typically tend to get Northwest people. There's other, let's just call them New York Motorcycle Officer Association, Florida, East Coast Motorcycle. There's other organizations. They have nothing to do with NAMOA. They just do similar training where it's a multi-agent. Does that make sense?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yeah. I understand.
No. Okay. Ask me which part, and I'll try to.
Are there members that belong to NAMOA that are from Florida?
You can.
Okay.
But we don't have any.
All right. Okay.
It's open to everybody. We just don't have them.
It tends, so it is all of North America, but it tends to just be Northwest mostly.
For whatever reason. Okay. I don't know why that is.
All right.
Yes, that's where it was started, and I think that's why.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
But they wanted to include all of North America. They would like more, but for whatever reason, we typically... Now, we have people in the past, I hear from Texas and some other places, but it's rare.
I pulled up the website, and they have a little video playing on top, and it is from the Yakima Sun Dome parking lot.
Oh, how about that? I shot that, right?
I'm guessing you did.
Let me see it. I don't know. It depends. Nope. That was somebody else just following each other through the cones. Yeah. So somebody was out there getting videos for the website. Yeah. But that is with us. We hosted it here last year, my agency. Anyways, they're good questions, and I just want to make sure, that I explain that right, because sometimes I'm not the best at that. Because it's called North America, and it is truly technical, because Canada's here. So but this year, it was many different agencies, multi-state. Obviously, it was held in Hillsboro, Oregon, which is basically it's Portland. It's a suburb of Portland. Very unlike Portland. I want to say this. I was amazed while we're on this topic.
You don't have to get too far away from Portland to find normal people in Oregon.
It's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing. And so each morning I would go to, obviously, I would get up early before everybody, and I need to just kind of chill and work on some business stuff. And I would go to the coffee, to like Starbucks. Every morning, I'm not kidding you people, every morning, very much like the community I work in, I had people coming up to you, thank you for your service. That's so cool. You're from Yakima. What's going on? Oh, that's awesome. And thank you. And it was just shaking hands. It was truly amazing being that close to Portland. We had Portland PD officers at NAMOA. God bless them. How they work there, I don't know. But
I don't either.
It's or Seattle. I couldn't work in an agency like those. But
for the audience, it's 20 miles, about a half hour outside of Portland. So
but it's not like a wall.
Far. Yeah.
It's not very far. So I was very, very humbled by all the folks that did that, and I was like, okay, you got to just keep Portland in Portland, and because it doesn't spread out very far, that nonsense. So. Anyways, that's where it was in Hillsboro. Beautiful place. The Hillsboro Stadium is where we held it, which is a super nice facility. Baseball fields, amazing, like clean and kept up. It's quite the deal, and very obviously large parking lots. And that's where we focus.
That's what you need. Yeah.
And so luckily, we use the stadium a little bit for the opening ceremonies and color guard and all that. Pretty cool place. And these things are set up big. Food vendors, for lunches, and they've got other vendors that sign up and pay for a booth. One obviously being the Harley booth and the BMW guys there. And then you've got other, laser radar people, Stalker, I believe. I forget all the different ones now. Clothing, apparel, helmets, police, PvP, our comm system stuff. You've got a bunch of different booths like that. So it's quite an event. It's a lot for the hosting agency because we've hosted it twice for my agency. It's quite an undertaking, but it was awesome. So we, a lot of the agency's trailer bikes there, and I get it.
Are you a Red Hat member?
I am.
Oh,
yes. Where'd you see that?
I just know these things.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm on the NAMOA website.
Oh, gotcha.
And it said, I'm looking at the schedule for the conference, and it says courses open to Red Hats only.
Yeah.
So how did you get your Red Hat? I mean, do they haze you or anything?
Yeah,
or?
they sexted me in.
Sexted you.
I'm not against that. I mean, I'm okay. It's just one time. So no, they don't sext you in. So how it goes is the great question. So let me back up to this to put that to exactly your question, but I'll put it in perspective. Yeah. So these conferences they've always been like training and then last day as a competition. It's really about the training, and large courses, lots of cones. The hosting agency sets it up, kind of how they want it and what kind of patterns they want. I designed ours when we had it here, but they designed this one. It was well done. 2 different courses they had, and then a challenge course. So technically 3, but 2 main ones. And then they've got practice areas too. And so we as an agency, my agency, we get to train a lot more than this, but some agencies, they may do little stuff, but this is their main training for the year. So it was always on saving motors officers' lives. It was about training and, and getting better and exposing you to stuff and all that. And so I am an instructor. And so all the instructors from whatever agencies participate are Red Hats. That's how you get a Red Hat, is you have to be a certified police motorcycle instructor. And so what we do down there is you have all the different people, and believe me, not every police officer is the perfect expert rider. They're expert compared to the public because they made it through a very difficult school. But we can throw things at them, and even me as an instructor, you can throw patterns at me that I may need to work on a little bit to just make smoother and better, tighter, whatever the case may be. And some people, they may have just got out of motor school and they're there. And so you get out of motor school, it still takes several years to get your feet under you.
Sure.
So the Red Hats, we sign up for shifts while we're there, and we wear Red Hats, and each conference has a different Red Hat. And you stand out on the course. I call myself a certified cone picker-upper. That's what because
you pick up a lot of cones while you're out there with your Red Hat. So the Red Hat, kind of like a firearms instructor, we usually wear a red T-shirt.
Yes.
It's a quick way to recognize an instructor.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
They can see on the course very quick.
Sure.
And they know to come to you if they're having troubles with the pattern. And so aside from picking up cones, which is the majority of it, you instruct, and they will ask, and they'll go in and say, hey, you missed that pattern 3 times. I picked up your cones. Here's what you need to try. You're missing your wheel placement, blah, blah, blah. And so we'll work with them like that. And then the cool thing is, because we don't get to ride as much as all the students because we're instructors, they'll shut the course down for an hour, and it'll be on the schedule from 11 to 12. It's red hats only. And, there's only 20 of us, and there was 125 people there. So the course is opened up, and we can just go rip it and work on our shit. And so that's how you become a red hat. You become a instructor. But it's cool, the red hat time when they close the course down. You don't have all the back. You get a lot of traffic jams with all the other, because somebody will be in front, and you try to leave enough space, but then they'll deck a bunch of cones, or they'll bike down, and now people are trying to pick up their bike, and you have to stop, and you can't run the course fluid. So with instructors, fair to say we're mostly pretty good riders to become an instructor. And so you don't get that. And you can get one guy goes, you go right after him, and you just fucking rip through and get your time in and sweat it out. And then it's back to doing the signups and stuff for the certified cone picker upper. But yeah, good question. So we got to our agency, I was saying, a lot of them trailer. We got to ride down. You better believe. Tractor seat is great for police work. It's perfect for what we do. It puts you in a more aggressive riding position. It centers you over the motorcycle. Not great for long distance whatsoever. But buffer definitely went on that bad boy. It's a little over 3 hours to Hillsboro, 3 hours there, 3 hours back. Of course, we rode one day. The conference was 3 days, and then we rode back. So it was like a 4-day experience, basically. I will say we had beautiful weather, unlike Escort, which I'm going to talk about, but it was like 70, 75 degrees every day. It was just absolutely gorgeous. Still pretty cool in the mornings, but we didn't get rain. They typically are a city of getting a lot of rain because they're on the west side of the state, but just awesome weather down there. So I did some lives down there. If you want to pick them up on YouTube, they're still up. I did some live Instagrams. I did some live YouTubes. Let's go around, Lurch. And if you have any questions, obviously pipe up at any time about this conference. They do have a banquet dinner at the end with raffle prizes.
Did you win anything?
A board meeting, because it is a 501c3. Yeah, I did not, because I didn't buy any raffle tickets. Oh. I missed out.
Yeah.
It was my fault. I was so busy. I forgot to buy them. And I was going to buy them the last day, but they weren't selling them last day. They usually do, and they didn't this year. And so I got screwed. They were giving away guns and all kinds of stuff. So I missed out this year. But going back to, what was I talking about, Lurch? I need to wet my whistle.
That's a good question. Well, yeah.
Around my bike parts.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of lives. Before we talk,
those are very popular, by the way.
They are,
yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. I think all of us that ride, I would hope definitely most of us that ride want to be better riders, right? And so when you think of who are really good riders, you think of police motors officers, because your training and your standards are so high. And then on top of that, you have instructors, red hats, if you will. Mm-hmm. And so when you have somebody like yourself out there showing those patterns and stuff, it's very interesting to the rest of us, normal riders out there.
Right.
Yeah.
So a little behind the scenes.
It definitely grabs a lot of attention. I know those get a lot of views, and I think people really like it when you're out there on the course and doing that stuff.
Yeah, it's cool. Good to hear. And people in the background actually riding. I was actually live on the course, kind of showing some people the most difficult pattern I think I was sitting next to, and some things like that. And by the way, for the rest of this episode, you need to refer to me as Red Hat.
Yes, Red Hat. It's kind of like Chef. Yes, Chef. Yes, Red Hat.
So funny.
Hey, bikeaholics, searching for new and exciting motorcycle products? Zero 3D has products that you dream about for your bike. Check out their wide variety of innovative products for Honda and Harley Davidson motorcycles. Check out Zero 3D's got your back with chrome and black parts, lighting, and other comfort products. No cutting, modifying, grinding, or welding for an easy installation. That equals less time installing and more time riding. Zero 3D has a design team of riders with over 40 years of experience with a passion for design and innovation. Zero and Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting canvas.
I like it, the gold.
Innovators for plug-and-play system compatibility. They pride themselves on great customer service. Got a question? Get in touch with them via email at sales@zero3d.com or give them a call at 715-808-0027. check at your local Harley or Honda dealership and ask for Serial or Gold Strike parts. A new leader has emerged. So check out Serial 3D's custom line of Gold Strike products for the all-new Honda Gold Wings. Better yet, help support us and head on over to the Law Abiding Biker store and check out our full line of Serial 3D products.
You know, when I cup the mic, you know something's coming. Lurch looked over at me. I'm cupping the mic. He's like, what are you going to do?
Out of the corner of my eye, I'm looking up at the TV.
If it was Butt Buffer, he would ignore me. But here, he's like,
what are you doing?
He doesn't usually do that.
What are you doing here?
So,
Lou Dog? Jeez, you needy little guy.
So we did, Lou's studio dog's in here. He just
came over and jumped up between my legs.
Lulu.
You could probably, in the background, you could probably hear his collar.
Probably. So parts, I did a lot of kind of walk-arounds of my bike. One video, and then I was showing the course. I'm trying to remember everything I did. So let's talk about this. I did have quite a few motors officers down there that follow the channel and the podcast, which is really humbling and cool. And they came up to me, got some photos with some.
That's still weird, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Especially
humbling and cool.
I think
when not weird in a weird way that I mind it. But,
just strange. It's hard to get accustomed to.
Yes. Even after 11 years.
And I would imagine it's even stranger.
I'm just a regular guy, you know.
Yeah. Well, you're not regular. You're far from it.
That's true. That's true.
I would refer to you as irregular.
Yeah, right.
But I'm just saying in that particular, in law enforcement, in that field, I think it'd just be even stranger for other, because we're law enforcement officers are type A personalities.
Correct.
And, macho. So to come up and go, hey man, can I get a picture with you?
Totally.
I think that takes a lot for most law enforcement officers to do. So I just wonder in that situation, is it even a little more stranger or a little more weird? Or?
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Cooler because they have the nuts to do it.
Yeah.
When, everything's about, like you say, type A.
Yeah.
I think there's more that would like to.
But don't.
Don't
want to be a fanboy.
Correct. And I get it. I never expect that. I just like talking to people and connecting and networking.
Sure.
But the fact that they did that, that's just cool. They're able to humble themselves to go, I have something cool outside of law enforcement that I do. And, I follow a lot of your stuff. I ride a Harley and thanks for all the videos, and that kind of stuff.
Right on.
And then talk about their stuff. So yeah, it's a good question. But I did have quite a few that follow really want to sit on my bike to test a lot of the videos they've seen. And I will tell you by far, the two biggest things are the brake pedal.
Yep.
That dude,
game changer.
They couldn't believe it. They're like,
changer.
holy shit. Why is they were asking, why is the stock one so fucked up? I go,
don't know.
They go, I've heard of it and I saw your video, but I didn't, holy shit. And they're already like getting store information. I told them I'll give you a discount. I like helping a lot. We actually, if you guys didn't know, as a company, we give a lot of stuff away to law enforcement. My department, we've given a lot of stuff to. I don't mind giving cops, police officers. We've given discounts on big biker gripper packages for motors units. We try to do what we can to give back there, just because it's important. And well, that's what I still do. So I gave them the information. Everybody that sat on it was like, holy shit, game changer. Like, and they talked exactly, I get this cramp. It's awkward. I'm always riding my brakes. I go, yep, done. It's easy. We got a video for you how to install it. This is in the Law Abiding Biker store. Of course, it's our beloved Kiriakin extended brake pedal. Once you use it, you will never go back, and you will wonder in your mind, like, why do they do that stock like that? And got some different models in there for you guys, chrome, black, some cutouts, whatever. They come and go, so get them while you can. We're trying to keep them in stock for you guys, but our wholesaler, we keep buying them out. So great and easy to install. So that was one mod that a lot of guys, and then the other thing they wanted to try was the PSR levers. And so some of them rode and check the PSR levers out. The PSR levers, a lot of you know, but people come and go with listening to the podcast or whatever. So those are our beloved adjustable clutch and brake levers. We've got different models, 3. We've got a Journey, which kind of has a top knob, a little bit more gross adjustment, looks a little bit more stock, black chrome. We've got the Anthem, which is blacker chrome. It's a little bit more custom. It's straighter. It's going to look a little different, and it's got just kind of grosser adjustments with the wheel up top. And then we've got what I'm running, which is the Anthem Pros, of course, the most expensive, only coming in black, but they are the most customizable. They've got a wheel. I counted the clicks. It's 44 adjustments.
Oh, geez.
It's 44 clicks of adjustment, and they're kind of a horizontal wheel, so to speak, or vertical wheel, I should say. And then you can also adjust the length of them, how far you want the lever to end out off your grip. And of course, all these adjust off your grip, so you can kind of have the clutch engage the friction zone where you want it off the grip. Same with the brake, how wide you want your hand to be before, and how much pull before it engages the brakes. And it's also adjustable length. And then you can also adjust these Anthem Pros up and down just a little bit. So if you want your pull to be up just a little bit or straight back, it's kind of up to you. Super customizable. Loving them. Whether you have a cable clutch or a hydraulic clutch, it gives you just that much more adjustment. In fact, the gentleman I was talking about in escort school that said, say hi, he actually wants to put him on his cable bike, because he goes, you do get some adjustment. He wants to put the Fat Bagger's clutch cable adjuster. He goes, even though the levers do, it'd be nice to even have a little bit more adjustment right there for fine tuning. So not only does he have a cable bike, he put PSRs on, but then the other thing, if you have a cable clutch bike, and we have a video on this, it's in the store. It's our Fat Bagger's cable clutch, easy cable clutch adjuster. We got those in stock. Amazing. We'll show you how to install it. But that way you can adjust your cable to even have some finer adjustment on your clutch handle and where you want it. So on my 24, it's cable. We put the Fat Bagger's cable clutch, easy cable clutch adjuster on it. And I'm also doing PSR levers. My police bike is a hydraulic, and I put the PSR levers on it. So either way, the more kind of adjustability and customize options you have is better, in my opinion. And so I can get those levers, and they just feel better. The Anthems are a straighter. The Anthem Pro are a straighter lever. Remember, the stock levers are like for, the general public. Like they're trying to make, it's kind of like the seat. They're trying to make it fit the widest array of riders that they can, with none of it being perfect for any one rider. If that, you know what I mean? And that's just how cars, right? So everything.
They're trying to fit the most average or common sized person. And in the end, it fits nobody.
Right. Exactly. Right.
I hadn't thought of that. It's funny that you said that. They do all this research and work to get, the most common ergonomics they can, so the most riders can be comfortable on, and then
everybody hates it. And it's not just Harley. This is all bikes.
Oh yeah,
right. Indian
car
too.
Manufacturers.
Yeah,
too.
Car manufacturers.
That's hilarious.
But so you gotta. I always say, and I said this in my videos, if you're listening right now, if you are not 100% comfortable with the controls and ergonomics of your bike, you'll never be in full control of your motorcycle, which is a problem. A lot of people don't think about it that way. When I put it that way, you start thinking about it. You're like, yeah, I'm riding this thing. It's already dangerous. We need to practice. We need to train, and we need to make sure that ergonomics, including brake levers and clutch levers and everything, because I will tell you this, I have no fear, and that's not a great thing, but I really do have no fear of motorcycles because I ride them so much. Within reason. Some people say fear keeps you safe. It's true, but I'm so comfortable with them. But the way you get good at riding is when you don't fear that anymore. And the reason I don't fear it is because, number one, I've trained a lot, but number two, my equipment's set up. And if you're not thinking about your equipment and it fits you, and you're not cramping because your brake lever and you're not riding your brakes, and my clutch engages where I want it, can I ride those bikes through the courses without that stuff? Yes, because it has to do with fundamentals, but it won't be as fast and it won't be as smooth. And I won't be in 100% control, so I have to go slower and be more careful. With everything set up the way you want it, that's when you lose worrying about that stuff, and you can focus on just the fundamentals.
You lose the apprehension.
Yes.
You should always have a little bit of caution and fear, right? But I think you lose the apprehension, because that damn brake pedal in particular, for me, and I know even for you, it's just in a horrible position.
Yep. And I'm 5'8".
Yeah. You've got to get your foot out. Oh, it's horrible. You have to get your foot either slide it back and on top, or go out and on top. But yeah, it's just concerning. But now with this new position, it's natural.
Yep.
You just lift your foot and put it there and brake.
I had to ride
think about it. So I know now it makes sense what you're saying, is that you lose those apprehensions because everything's where it should be. You don't have to think twice about where it is, and it's not in an uncomfortable position. It's in a natural position.
Right. Or you're riding a bike and you're like, ooh, that clutch well, that's out really far. I don't like it there. Now you're thinking about that instead of your fundamentals, or my hand's cramping because I'm doing comb patterns and that's not the right position, but I have to hold it in the so you see what I'm saying? If you stop, the more or less you can think about. So everybody that tried the PSR levers, I got a lot of guys. Where do you get them? Here's the store. Here, we'll take care of you, blah, blah, blah. We've got them ready to go for you guys. They were all sold like instantly just looking at them. In fact, our Harley rep was down there. What I mean by Harley rep, this particular rep, I have regular Harley reps that, you know, I go test ride bikes and stuff with. This Harley rep is for police only. And Ted's his name. He represents a large region here in the Northwest and all the way down to California, I believe. And they always have a booth there with whatever. In fact, last year at NAMOA, I rode the Road Glide, which is at that time had not been completely confirmed that it was going to be a police package bike because they only had the Street Glide before, Electric Glide, excuse me. But I did test ride that on the course, and that video is up on YouTube. I know a lot of you watched it, and it is an official police bike now. So he always got bikes down there and just networking, and he helps police departments order bikes and all that kind of stuff. I will say this. I'm kind of jumping back and forth. It's a good conversation. I'm jumping all over the place here, but I want to say this. So I asked him, and he's very knowledgeable, been around a long time, was a motorcycle officer and supervisor, if I'm not mistaken. But he, with California Highway Patrol, and now he's retired, a rep, and super, super good guy, and very knowledgeable. So I sat down with him. I like to pick his brain. And he really loved the PSR levers, and I forget, he's got a 19 Road Glide, I believe, if I remember right. So he really wanted a set. So we helped hook him up with a set of PSRs. And here's a, retired motor officer, Hardy rep, and definitely realizes that, stock controls, stock levers are just not the greatest. And he still does patterns. If I remember right, his son is a motors officer now, I think. And anyways, if I'm wrong on that, Ted, if you're listening, he does listen to the podcast. So I'm sorry if I'm wrong on that, but I was talking to a ton of people trying to take that information in. But really cool down there. And that's where the LiveWire was, which we'll get in here a little bit. He brought the electric LiveWire down for us to test ride, but I was talking about a lot of stuff with them. Here's a side note, give you guys a little bit of insight and behind the scenes that I don't talk about a lot. And that is the police bikes, electric glides, are set up different for police. They come out of the factory with lights and siren and some different switches for those components. So here's the deal. We've got the 23 police bikes. In fact, we're looking at it sitting out there. You'll find this. I haven't told Lurch this. So Ted hooked me up, which is why he takes care of me and I take care of him. And so we've got the emergency lights all over those electric lights. You're going to love this, which I'm kind of hacking on Harley for this one. So they're LED, front and rear, red, blue. They're in different places. We want to adjust the patterns on those, right? LED lights can do different patterns. Like we want 3 blue and 1 red, or we want them to, you know what I'm talking about, pulse or whatever. There's all kinds of shit you can do with them, just like on a police car. So guess how, and Ted was giving me some behind the scenes. I'm not going to bring that up here about companies they switched and stuff. But so the way you do that is you have to take each light. So take the fairing off, whatever. There's a blue wire. And you have to take that blue wire and ground it. Each different light. And that changes the pattern. You just ground it and it'll switch the pattern, and you ground it till you get the pattern you want.
Okay.
I'm not shitting you. And so I'm like, that's time consuming. However, Harley, not everybody has them. They make a box. And so what you can do is let me get this. So what you can do is take this box and you can daisy chain all the blue wires together. And if you have this box, this module, we're going to be doing this, me and you, by the way.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
All your lights out and...
No, you just take the blue wire. You just daisy chain them with a wire.
Where's the blue wire at? Is it in each light? Or does it come back? It comes
out of each light. And you just get one long wire and daisy chain them all. Oh, that's the way I understand it. We've got instructions.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So that's how they do it. That's how Ted does it. And he said it once you get and he sent them, I have them. But it was cool. he actually loaned me the box. So I've got the box, and me and you, because we got to do this bike, I want to figure it out on mine, and then I want to do our other new 23. But isn't that crazy? And he's hoping in future iterations, it shouldn't be that difficult. It should be somewhere on the police bike where you can just hit a switch and switch patterns. You know what I mean? Not the most impressive system, but again, that lights that they put on are after, they're not Harley. They're contracting with a company in which I will not name, to do that. And it didn't used to be that difficult. Then they switched companies and now it's difficult, and not everybody's happy with that, because why would you make it that difficult? Anyways, it'll be fun for us to dive into, because we always learn stuff. Yeah, Will, we love that shit. And Lurch is a wiring god, and I've told you guys that before. You'll love it, dude. But we'll get some experience there. So anyways, going back, trying to think of what other equipment we talked about. We did put the on my police bike the light, the armor tail light from Zero, amazing. It really cleans up the back of your bike, makes it. People were commenting on it, and they were following me down to Oregon. And one of my guys said that looks side by side with the other 20. They're like, that looks so much better. Just looks so much more modern on the rear. Plus the smartphone app and the programmable, and stuff like that. So, yeah, let's move into, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Let's move into the LiveWire. And you guys better believe I already told you the butt buffer, rocking that thing. Now I don't leave it on during the course because I we're sliding around on the seat and stuff, and it's not necessary because I'm on and off my bike so much, but definitely on the way down and on the way up from NAMOA. Let's talk about, let's do the LiveWire, and then we'll see if we have time to get into Escort in Spokane, which I just got back. Is there anything else about NAMOA in general that I didn't answer? We've talked about it in the past. I know you guys have heard this before, but it was an excellent conference. We didn't do a competition this year.
No, really?
Which it was always set up for training. We did do a Rookie of the Year, so there was a competition, but just for Rookies of the Year, because everybody else has competed before. It allowed for an extra day of training instead of,
which is more important than
sitting around waiting to compete.
Yeah. Okay. That
so
makes sense.
They made that decision. I think it's an okay decision. I'm not against that. You can always compete amongst each other just for fun.
Sure.
See, if you want to just stopwatch it, you know what I mean? Without this, before, like last year and all the years before, I mean, there's literally stop gates. There are lasers with computers, and there's spreadsheets to see, it's a whole nother complicated part of the host agency that has to set up and to keep score of all that. It's a lot of logistics. It's fun, but I didn't actually personally miss it. I don't
being
care.
Accosted by Louis.
Yeah, I see
Get
that.
down, you little fucker.
I don't care about that much.
Sassy.
So because of it, a lot of guys got a lot more training, which was really cool.
And that's the point of it.
That was that's why that's what they said. That's why it was originally set up, and we've kind of gotten away from that. And I get it. Everybody likes to compete, and try to get trophies and things like that. But nonetheless, I think I was fine with it. I'm sure a few of them were butthurt, but whatever.
Well, I can't imagine that there's any competitive people in that group.
Exactly. So yeah, I think it was day 2 or so. I did enjoy my 23. I will say that around the course, ripped it with all that stuff. Of course, I've got we forgot to mention, of course, my biker gripper, my Zero cup holder on it on my police bike. I got that. Right before too, I put the caddy sacks on, which are amazing. Guys, just replaced the saddlebag lid tethers. They're just wasted space. And right before, I did an Instagram reel, YouTube short on it. And we just put them on my 24 a couple days ago. Amazing. Get rid of the saddlebag tethers, guys. And then you've got 2 Velcro pockets or a single pocket. I put them on both sides, my keys, my ibuprofen, my glass cleaner, and a rag. I mean, they're just, all that shit used to just float around in the bottom of my bag. I don't know why I didn't put them on sooner. We've just been busy. You've been running them.
Yeah, I've had them before. Well, I've had them since we started carrying them because Philip sent them out to us to test. And so I've had them for a long time. Your little bit of social media that you did on it sold us out. Yeah. But by the time this podcast comes out, we should have stock.
Nice. We've got more stock.
We've got more coming. Yeah, they're on their way.
Perfect. So those are coming. Amazing, guys. This is such a simple solution because those tethers, they're necessary, but they just waste space.
They serve no purpose.
Right. They serve the purpose to hold your lid.
Fair
That's
enough.
it. They're necessary.
They could serve a better purpose.
Yes, exactly. And we found that solution. Those are our caddy sacks over in the Law Abiding Biker store. Nice little pouches, take you 2 minutes to install. 4 bolts and that's it. All right. So the LiveWire. So I took this baby out. Now we got to ride LiveWires, including Lurch. When we went down to the 100, it is.
I'm surprised how much fun it was.
Yeah. More than you thought.
Yeah. I've said it before on other podcasts. I felt like a kid again. It was like riding an adult version of a scooter just because it's so
a fast scooter.
Yeah. It's so quick and so, it's not loud. It's quiet. Obviously it's a little electric motor. I was shocked at how much enjoyment I got out of that.
Yeah. I remember I could see you smiling, dude. It was fun to see you get on one of those things. We got to ride the S2 Del Mars down in the 120th anniversary in Milwaukee last year. Got a little private ride with the LiveWire guys. And I still want a LiveWire for a long-term review, and they said they were going to send me one, but as of yet, we haven't had them do that. So I want to get electric bike, the LiveWire specifically in front of this channel as my first electric bike on the channel. We're not going to be an electric channel, but I think it's worth looking at. They're out there. It's worth knowing a little bit about. They do have a purpose. They're no replacement for gas bikes whatsoever. But in certain circumstances, they could replace a gas bike in certain environments, and we'll get into a little bit of that. But so the S2 Del Mar, and now they have the Mulholland just came out, right?
Yeah, they're calling it the Performance Cruiser. It looks very similar to the Del Mar.
I was trying to figure out what's different about it.
The seat.
The S2 Del Mar is actually, if I looked it up, it's 0 to 60 in 3, and I think the Mulholland is 3.3.
Really?
Yeah, okay. So it wasn't like better than the S2 Del Mar. So I lightly was looking over specs and I couldn't figure out like, why is this so different?
It's
just newer.
Yeah. It's a little bit of design. If you look at the seat and the fender, the Del Mar looks more like a crotch rocket and the Mulholland looks more like a cruiser bike.
Okay.
And it looks like might have a little more rake. It looks like that front tire's out a little bit farther.
Okay. And so it's mostly looks.
It's mostly looks.
Because I couldn't tell in the specs and the horsepower and everything. It was like not that different.
You get a little bit more range with the Mulholland.
Okay.
It's a little slower, 3.3 seconds.
Yep. Okay. Look at that memory.
0.3. Yeah, right. Good job. Uses the same kilowatts for energy. Yeah, it's hard to really tell the difference there.
18,000 kilowatts. Yeah. So that's out. So this one I was riding on the course was the LiveWire 1, which was the original. So at that time, they were very much trying to make it like a Harley. So it still got the familiar Harley control clusters and all the same switches. But we rode the LiveWire 1 in the 120th too. The S2 Del Mar, fun factor, is way better for me.
I think so, yeah.
I could pull that wheel way off the ground. The LiveWire is heavier in the front because we're the battery placement and all that. So it wheelies, but it's really much harder to wheelie, and you have to pull really to bring the wheel up.
And oddly enough, I found the Del Mar more comfortable.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't have thought.
That is interesting, yeah.
Yeah, because it looks more like it felt more like a dirt bike when I sat on it.
Right.
Looks more like a kind of a crotch
sit up
rocket.
A little bit more maybe on the Del Mar. Yeah. I can see that. The LiveWire one's not I mean, it's a short distance bike. Look at where my feet are on it up there, Lurch.
Oh yeah.
And when I got on, I forgot they're not even really mid controls. They're like back controls. Look how they're back. That's the control. It's on my heel. So it's not, mid would be up here.
It's more like a sport bike.
It's back. Mm-hmm. And so I forgot about that when I got on. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. This thing, you just sit in a little bit different position. But so these police, I took it out, and like I said, there's a video on it, and I took it out around all the same patterns. I think there's only other one guy that netted up like me and took it out on the course. Cause again, type A, they're so embarrassed if something happens, right? Don't want to fail. I'm like, you know me, I'm like, it's go time.
Yeah.
I got to get this on video. Yeah. All right. So, I did take it out on the actual courses that I rode my Electroglide, my 23 Electroglide on. And I warmed up only for like 2 minutes. There was a warm up course. I just kind of wanted to get the feel of it. So here's what I'll say. First, I'll tell you the experience, and then I'll tell you why this can or can't be a police bike. So the biggest thing, obviously, everything about, training is brake, balance, clutch, throttle, head, and eyes. You have all of those here, minus the clutch piece of that pie. And the clutch is heavily used to control the motorcycle in this, at any speed, but especially low speed, in controlling the bike, how far you dip, how far you go up when you come out of patterns. The clutch is like everything. It's all together, but the clutch is a huge piece of that pie. And that friction zone in that gray area where you have none of that. And so the LiveWire has and I was talking to Ted and I felt it. It has a range where it's very slow. Like it's kind of like, if you would call it
lag.
It's the friction zone.
Okay.
For lack of a better term, where, normally a electric bike, if you just reef it, which you probably didn't feel this area because we were just reefing them.
Right.
You get right into the power band and you're gone. These, if you don't turn the throttle too far, it'll go really slow.
Oh.
And it'll stay in this really state of where the motors are just barely turning. Thus, I don't know what to refer it to other than an electric friction zone. So the problem is, depending on the width of the pattern, it turns sharp. So I was able to do some patterns if they're big enough, especially the warm-up course, and get out of the rear brake completely, because you've got a wider pattern, depending on whether you need to be in bar lock. Now, out of the course, the bar lock, so basically what you're left with is that little zone and rear brake. That's going to dip bike. That's going to bring bike up, somewhere combination. But the throttle, it's weird. It's not like progressive. So what I mean by that is if you turn a little bit more, you don't go a lot fat. It's all in that area. The problem is
staying in that area.
Yeah. Once you get to the throttle a little bit too much, because I was trying to rip through patterns, now you're done. You're out of it. And you're going to blow through a wall because you're out of this weird zone. So the interesting thing is, I rode the whole course, no problem. Second run was a lot better, quicker. The issue comes in is you could only go so fast on this bike on the course. And that's the reason, is because my Harley, when I come out of a pattern, I can let the clutch out and hit the throttle and get into the next one and go in fast. This, you've got to stay in that area, because if you come out of it, now you're going to be going way too torquey.
Right.
And you're going to go into the next pattern, you're going to hit the brake, slide, and you're going to blow the wall out. And I did that once. And then I realized, okay, you're either in it or you're not. And there's no, you know what I mean? It'd be nice if you could go just a little bit faster or put it. I was in sport mode, which is probably what you want on a course. Does that make sense? So like on my Harley, I can let the clutch out and I can keep the clutch right where I need it. And if I need a little more power, I can get the throttle, or I can let my clutch out and bring it. And it's all a combination. This one, you're either in it and it's all one speed, or you're out of it and you're fucking hauling balls. So it would be nice if they could make it so, at least for the first part of the throttle, there was more. You could still go, so I could come out of a pattern, go a little faster without the overwhelming torque. Because it's so light in the back, it's so easy to lock up and go into ABS. And that just makes you blow patterns. So I was trying. Now, if you have a big wide open pattern where there's just barrels, I could rip between the barrels, but there's enough space. Usually courses, depending on how they're set up in between, you just don't have enough space. You on a Harley, you can go, thunder rev it and bring the front wheel up a little bit and get to the next pattern, and then ram the brakes and dip into, not this one. You'll go, and you'll just torque it, and you can't recover from that. So weird, totally rideable. Did the course, no problem. You just have to understand the dynamics of the bike, the way it functions. And it was a learning experience for me.
How often did you reach for the clutch? It wasn't there.
I never did.
Okay.
It's weird because I knew you just know you're on an electric bike, but it's a good question.
It's strange. There's nothing on the left side. There's no clutch in your left hand. There's no shifter for your left foot. Yeah.
Right. I think I probably out on the road may grab for it more because you're shifting, but here you're always in first gear anyway. So I didn't really, and I knew it wasn't there.
I was just curious because you've got so much muscle memory and retention doing those patterns and working clutches that I would think that you'd be more likely to reach for it than necessarily just out riding on the road. But okay.
No, it's interesting. It's a good question. But it was fun. And I took it through the course multiple times and had a ball. And it's definitely got and then out in the open parking lot, of course, I wheelied it, and did what I could. And that's the fun factor. But so these aren't coming in a police package. So departments like the Pan America, You can't get it. There was Pan Americas down at the course.
They set them up.
They sourced them.
Yeah.
And that's why, and Ted knows it. That's why a lot of agencies won't get the Pan America yet, but a lot are, and I appreciate it because it's a perfect bike for a lot of police work, for especially county agencies on gravel and pavement. But what I mean by source is those agencies, it doesn't, like our electric glides, it's a source from Harley. It comes with a lights and siren. It's ready to go. It's a police model. So much like the Pan, the LiveWire is not. However, there are a few departments using them, Ted told me, but they have to outsource, try to put lights on them. What you're limited with the LiveWire as a police bike is, number one, distance range. Number two, the size of it. Where do I put my computer and my trunk and my printer? The electric glides have all that. And then obviously you need battery power for all that. So you probably need a battery. On our electric glides, we have a separate battery for all that. So, but where these would excel is like campus police, right? Like they don't necessarily need a computer and tickets depending on their function. Riding around campus sidewalks, in between buildings, security, right?
Yeah.
They're more of a security force. A lot of campus police. I know they do law enforcement too, but not like, you know what I mean? There's certain, it's college crimes. But for getting around, it doesn't. So the thing about riding a Harley electric glide around a college campus sidewalk is it's loud, it's big, and some people may not like that, right? Or administrators. This causes nobody any harm. It's on a little electric quiet bike. You can zip around. You can sneak up on people. You can, you know what I mean? In between sidewalks and alleys and driveways. And so I think that's mostly who's using it right now. You don't need a ton of range. It can be plugged in every shift or whatever, or have multiple change outs. Where you don't need all that extra equipment. Put a few red and blue lights on it. You're not out on I-5, in major traffic. You just need some lights because you're the campus police or whatever.
And if your battery goes dead, you can walk across the campus.
Right, exactly.
You're not miles and miles away.
Yeah. You're not stuck and stranded.
Okay.
So I think they have their place. I think they would serve well in a capacity like that, which is why they're being used or tested in capacities like that. Whether Harley will come out with a police package on this, I don't know. Again, it would be specific departments. It would never work for a department like ours, or a majority of police departments that do regular. Hey,
he's all full of piss and vinegar.
Yeah, he is. He gets this way, Lou. But fun bike, and I'm glad I got to experience electric bike on an actual police course, because just so I can say I did it, and I can talk intelligently about whether that's, people ask me, all the time we get different emails about whether that would be a good bike for the department or whether they should even consider it. The Pan America, hell yeah. Just have a good source that's going to wire it. And because you could, when you outsource stuff like that, that's why a lot of departments and chiefs don't want to deal with it. Number one, you're paying for the bike. Number two, now you got to spend thousands of dollars in outsourcing lights, and you hope that the company that did it didn't F anything up. And, there's just a whole nother level to that, which is why the Pan needs to come out already, Harley, as a police package. I don't think we would switch to them, but again, I wouldn't mind necessarily riding it. Obviously, I love my electric glide for our city environment, but I think for like county agencies and sheriff's office, absolutely the number one bike that you could get. And the guys that have them and have equipped them fucking love them. And they were ripping that course on the Pans, dude.
Yeah. I could see that because you got more clearance, ground clearance and whatnot. And imagine they turn a little tighter too, don't they?
I don't know what the turning radius is on them. I've ridden them and I've done bar lock turns, but I've never ridden them in a course. So I would have to look at paper for that one to see what the radius is. But no, they rip. I mean, they're a faster bike. They're lighter. They got the Rev Max engine in them. I mean, so just think about it. You're not a 1,000-pound Harley anymore. They've done a good job equipping them. They look sharp.
The ones I've seen that look good.
Yeah.
I've seen stuff online.
So with that said, that's the electric bike. And then we'll finish this up and take it out of here. Or do we just want to take it out?
Let's just take it out.
Let's just take it out, guys. The escort school we went to Spokane. I've talked about escort school. That's basically escorting, dignitaries and or funerals and things like that. With the time of this episode, we're just going to take it out. But I did do that. It rained like a son of a gun. while we were over there. It sucked. We rode there in the rain, rode back in the rain, and it was a cold 2 days. But we had a blast, and escort school is always fun. Now, we want to get to know you better. We want you to give you benefits. You know, there's a plethora of benefits, as you heard, for patron members. But for whatever reason, you're like, I don't want to be a member right now. I don't want those benefits. We get it. And we certainly never balk at a flat donation. We want to thank the following people for their flat donations.
Timothy Ussery of Hamlet, North Carolina. Frank Tedesco of Dazelle, South Carolina. And Michael Galbraith of Grand Portage, Minnesota.
LawAbidingBiker.com/donate is how they left a flat donation. And the people we thank for donations either left us a flat donation and or while they're shopping in our store and purchasing stuff. I know. And you're going to find this hard to believe. They leave a tip on their purchase for our assistance because we help them. We walk them through. It's just amazing. Humbling. And so thank you so much for the flat donation. It helps put a little fuel in the Law Abiding Biker gas tank.
So we can keep this thing running on down the road.
There you go, guys. Woo! It's been, we did 2 back-to-back. We did 1 live episode for our patron members, and then we did just a recorded one. Both will be coming out, obviously to regular listeners at some point down the road, but it's a haul. We got we're about a week and a half from our East Coast trip, and we finished a few things on my bike, getting it ready. The last couple weeks, the Wilburs is on it. And then this year, on this 24, I'm going to try it. I've never done it before. I love my Rick Rack, and a lot of absolutely. And I can still run the Rick Rack quick detach luggage system on top of my trunk for extra storage if I needed. But what I'm getting at is love the Rick Rack if you're not going to run a tour trunk. That's the best option. The roller bag, you can pop it off and all that. But this year, for my 24, I actually ordered. I've never had a trunk before. And so I ordered the Harley color-matched full tour pack. And of course, we're looking at it through the window at the studio here. Put the backrest to match the Saddleman. Backrest to match my road sofa, and it's a huge wraparound. So I'm going to give it a shot. Just never ran one before. And I've got a couple of our Rick Rack tour pack bags, which are 2 big square bags, zippered, super high quality. We've got innovative solutions in our store too that do the same thing. You choose. But Lurch brought them from the store for me to give a shot. And you basically pack them, and they're the perfect. You stack one on top of each other. They have handles, and they fit perfect in a full tour pack. A chopped tour pack, you can probably put one.
Yep, 1 in the chop and 2 in the king.
And they're the perfect size, perfect square. And so I'm going to do that this year. And my film backpack and all my gear will go on the passenger seat. So it's a little bit of a new setup. And I moved into the trunk era. We'll see. I think I'm going to like it. And especially for errands around town. I was telling Lurch, a lot of times I want to run errands, and I love taking my bike as often as I can, but sometimes I can't because I just don't have room. So to have a trunk and be able to throw some of that stuff in there will be great. So I'll let you know. Maybe I'll get rid of the trunk after I'm done, but
you'll never take it off.
Probably won't. So there you go, guys. Thanks for listening. We're out of here.